Alright guys, so don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you're new to the channel and if you enjoyed this video. So it looks like Tyson Fury really has no interest in facing Dillian Whyte for a WBC title eliminator. I mean, obviously the WBC is trying to make Dillian Whyte versus Tyson Fury as a title eliminator, and the winner is going to face Deontay Wilder. But Tyson Fury doesn't seem too keen on that. I mean, I'll be quoting some of the things he says. He says, I don't really think too much of it because I'm the lineal heavyweight champion of the world. I'll fight who I want, when I want, how I want. He also says, I don't need to fight eliminators to fight people. I already had a Deontay Wilder fight the other day without an eliminator, so I definitely don't need an eliminator. I also read an article like not too long ago where he said that he feels that like what's his name, Dillian Whyte should have already been fighting Deontay Wilder, and he doesn't understand why he has to fight an eliminator with him in order to get the Wilder fight. And I agree with Tyson Fury there. I and many other boxing fans don't understand why Dillian Whyte has to go through all this shit that the WBC puts him through just to get a Deontay Wilder fight. And even if he does it, there's no guarantees. He was promised in the past that if he fought this guy and beat this guy, he would be Deontay Wilder's next fight, and nothing happened. So just because Dillian Whyte, let's say they go through with this and he fights Tyson Fury, just even if he beats him, that does not mean he's going to get a shot with Wilder until, like I told you, in 2 years. And like I said, in those 2 years, he could lose. Like say he loses, and then that's it. He's not going to be facing Deontay Wilder. And I agree with Tyson Fury where he says, I don't need to fight in a title eliminator to get the Deontay Wilder fight. And that's true. I mean, when he fought Deontay Wilder the first time, he fought nothing but bums. He hadn't fought in 3 years. He fought nothing but bums. And somehow, some way, he was able to leapfrog Dillian Whyte, the guy who put in all the work, and get the Deontay Wilder fight. He leapfrogged Dillian Whyte, and he did absolutely nothing in the past 3 years to deserve that shot at Deontay Wilder's title. But the WBC had no problem allowing Tyson Fury to just leapfrog, Dillian Whyte. So why would they want to now put him in there in the title eliminator? I guess maybe just because pressure from the fans, because a lot of fans feel like they are not treating Dillian Whyte correctly, and basically they're letting all these other guys take these fights with Deontay Wilder, but not Dillian Whyte. But still, like I said, Tyson Fury does have a point. I mean, if the WBC had no problem allowing him, Tyson Fury, to just leapfrog over Dillian Whyte, fighting 3 bums, and get that title opportunity against Deontay Wilder as a voluntary, why should they have a problem? Why should they have to make Dillian Whyte versus Tyson Fury as an eliminator? They should just, put him as the #1 mandatory without even having to face anyone, right? Like I said, the only way Dillian Whyte could really get this Deontay Wilder fight is if Deontay Wilder voluntarily defends his belt against him, or if the WBC just immediately make him the mandatory. But, when it comes to the WBC, they always want to have him fight in title eliminators just to... and you know what the funny part is? They always want to have him fight in really difficult title eliminators. When it came to Dominic Breazeale and Eric Molina, they put Dominic Breazeale against Eric Molina. That was a weak-ass title eliminator. But they did that. They didn't have him in a tough title eliminator to earn the right to become the #1 mandatory to face Deontay Wilder for Dominic Breazeale, right? But when it comes to Dillian Whyte, they want to put him in there against Luis Ortiz. They want to put him in there against Tyson Fury. They want to put him in there against these difficult fights, right? They always want to put him in there against the hardest. It's like, that's why I keep saying, like, they want to... I just feel like what they're trying to do is they're trying to keep Deontay Wilder away from Dillian Whyte as long as possible. And like I said, no matter what happens, even if he wins and he is the #1 guy, that doesn't mean Deontay Wilder is going to immediately fight him. Deontay Wilder was allowed to voluntarily defend his belts for 2 years before he got in the ring against his mandatory. You know how he loves to say this, Dominic Breazeale, he's my mandatory. I'm forced to fight him, right? Well, guess what? He waited like nearly 2 years before he got in the ring against Dominic Breazeale. 2 years. Okay, so and in between that time, he was fighting guys like, what's his name, Luis Ortiz, Tyson Fury. So who's to say that he's going to immediately face what's his name, Dillian Whyte, even if Dillian Whyte becomes the mandatory and he's forced to fight him. He could go on and have voluntaries. He could go on and have a voluntary against Adam Konecki, Tyson Fury, maybe even Luis Ortiz, and then maybe early to mid 2021, then he could fight Dillian Whyte, who by then would probably be looking like he's a little slowed down, if you get what I'm saying. Like has a little too much mileage in his tank. The thing about Deontay Wilder is he never wants to fight a guy who is in his prime. Okay, these are facts. He never wants to fight a guy who's in his prime. That's why he fought Ortiz, who was about 45 years old. That's why he fought Tyson Fury, who had not fought in 2.5 years. And this is why he doesn't want to fight Dillian Whyte anytime soon, because he is right now in his prime and he's been very active. And this is why he doesn't want to fight no Anthony Joshua anytime soon. Anyway, guys, that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for latest in boxing, and I'm out, man.